to Bad Larry.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Danny Ketch Ghost Rider series. I'm your host, Bad Larry, and I can tell you, of all the series I'm currently covering, this is becoming the one I'm most excited to cover. Speaking of cover, this issue number 5, the cover is drawn by Jim Lee, and it can't be anything other than an A+. I did speak incorrectly last episode saying this issue is drawn by Jim Lee, but alas, it's just a cover. Why would they do that to us? The issue is drawn by Javier Saltares and Mark Texiera, but they kick ass anyway. I love the duality of this concept. Punisher with the skull on his chest, enacting vengeance on the bad guys, and Ghost Rider, a skull for a head, enacting vengeance as well, but just in a different way. And they both ride killer motorcycles. Oh boy. This story opens up in a gnarly, gruesome act. 6 idiot dudes decide to physically assault this poor lady in the purple dress, hurting her in the unspeakable way. The nighttime is dangerous! It's when the evil of the world comes to life, and the evil's victims are often women. In my X Factor series, a lone woman had her baby stolen by some thugs at nighttime. Ladies, y'all carry that heater at night, or go out with some friends or someone to help keep you safe. But Ghost Rider's letting these vermin have it with his penitent stare. I hope they all poop their pants. And while I love the Punisher, Ghost Rider's vengeance seems like it would hurt a lot more. So Ghost Rider's just gnarlier. These dudes use the "we're just kids" excuse. Hey, once you're willing to do something so horrific to a lady like this, aw, hell nah. Y'all just graduated to manhood to deserve the same punishments a man would receive. Kids steal candy from a store or pull their sister's hair, not sexually assault women in the middle of the night. Nah, y'all some evil-ass, youthful men demons and deserve every bit of pain Ghost Rider is inflicting upon y'all. Of course, the cops come in with their orders. Freeze! Show me your ID! If they only knew Ghost Rider was doing their job for them, but in the best way possible, they would have just driven on and let Ghost Rider do his work. But I get it. You see a dude with the flaming skull head turning into some folks tearing into him. So out comes the Revolver 38 Special. The berries are blazing, shotguns are racking. Ghost Rider takes off, not from fear of these cops, but it looks like he just doesn't like being too far from his magic motorcycle. I just absolutely love this. As Ghost Rider bounces from the scene, he talks crap to the cops, saying, "Justice rides free." Ha ha ha! Catch me if you can, blue boys. I think it's interesting that in the 90s, the writers of comics and TV shows, they included a lot of TV reporters and media into the stories. For example, in my X Factor series, we just covered how Trish Tilby of the Fake News is causing drama with Beast and X Factor. We have in this issue Linda Way of News at 6 here making a feature. And then if you think of TMNT, the Ninja Turtles of the 90s, April O'Neil was a local street reporter as well. I just find it interesting the writers incorporated female reporters in the stories a lot. So why don't we see that in comics nowadays? Washington Square Park the next day. Issue's about to go down. It is crazy because I was just there. I know this park. I love it when comics use real locations. It makes the immersion even deeper. A red car skirts in and 5 idiots with guns jump out and just start blasting away at random citizens. Total chaos and anarchy. One of the shooters says, "It's time for getting paid," which is the title of this issue. These vermin aren't killing these people for any other reason than they were paid for it, which, in my opinion, is one of the worst motivations. Just paper with numbers on it, and they're willing to take a human life for these pieces of paper? Sick. But my boy, Marine Corps veteran and total badass Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, pulls up on his kick-ass bike, blasting back. This right here is my Punisher. The white boots and the white gloves. Yeah, I'm feeling this big time. Frank is lighting these simpletons up like they're a Christmas tree. The criminals turn and run like the cowards they are, but the Punisher is in hot pursuit. This is the definition of F around and find out when it comes to the Punisher. Frank seems to always be calm in the storm, thinking through strategy, leading the criminals away from the people before whipping out a hand cannon, the 454 Castle. It absolutely puts a stop to these idiots terrorizing the people. It's always these vermin who kill, maim, steal, terrorize the public, and when they get stopped, all of a sudden become the victim and try and use the law to their defense. Boils my hide. But Frank don't care about any of that. He whips out his blade. Give me the name of the people who supplied you with these guns, or I'ma cut this here eye out of your head. How about them apples? The next day, we see Danny Ketch chilling at home with a baddie named Stacy, just watching the news. Linda Way is reporting the youths who are shooting people up are all saying the same tagline, quote, getting paid. Of course, the news is fake news, speculating and spinning the story, trying to convince people that the Punisher and Ghost Rider are the same guy and may be responsible for these attacks. Stupid news lies. Danny just laughs off the stupid news story. He knows the real deal about Ghost Rider. I don't know why he is navel-gazing so hard when Stacy is clearly ready to go. She's on Danny like white on rice. Hey, get your head in the game, Danny boy. Of course, the Punisher got the information from that thug. He got the name, the location. That's what he does. I can appreciate Javier and Mark drawing all these vehicles, the cars, the motorcycles, this van. They all look so cool. The detail is amazing. The Punisher doesn't know what exactly to think of Ghost Rider, but at this moment, it's not that important. Right now, it's time to buzz heads and put a stop to these youth terrorists. So hot Stacy wants to be a cop. That's odd. And poor Barb, Danny's sister, is still in a coma, and now she may have pneumonia. I always say, if you want to get sick and die, go to a hospital for a few days. They'll pull the plug faster than a jackrabbit running from a coyote, and then sell all your organs for a profit. Danny is just chilling, thinking of how he can possibly use Ghost Rider's power to maybe help his sister Barb when he runs into a kid he used to coach named Eddie. Eddie is only 11, but Eddie knows the deal. Eddie tells Danny he's going to this warehouse to get him a blaster, a pew-pew. It ain't safe on these streets. But Danny forbids it. He sends Eddie home, and now he needs to go investigate this warehouse himself. Better bring the bike in case it's Ghost Rider time. The Punisher's clearly already at the same warehouse Danny is heading to. Frank has the overwatch, getting intel on the operation. Frank sees Danny riding up, assumes he's another one of these criminal terrorist youths coming to pick up guns. As Danny pulls up, he's accosted by some thugs. What's the deal here? Y'all giving out guns or what? Danny is about to get cut up like a Thanksgiving turkey. The bike won't let him transform. What's the deal with that? But the thugs let Danny ride off. They don't want to deal with some dead body and all right now, so Danny gets to ride off free and clear for now. Danny really thinks that the Ghost Rider is gone. Nah, he ain't gone. I don't know why the bike froze Danny out earlier, but he's back, baby! The Punisher is about to make his move on the warehouse when he sees Ghost Rider pull up. Ghost Rider literally rides up the building and confronts the Punisher, catching him off guard. Why did Ghost Rider do this? Anyway, the Punisher goes off instincts and whips out the old hand cannon 454 Castle. Inside the warehouse, man, this place is packed. Lots of criminal youths in the city. When the man arrives in grand fashion, we now know he is the Flag Smasher, aka Carl Morgenthau, an anti-nationalist terrorist using daddy's money to play adult terrorist political games. The Punisher and Ghost Rider had the age-old misunderstanding situation. Punisher thinks Ghost Rider is supplying the guns to the kids, but Punisher just doesn't know. He's a fight first, figure it out later kind of guy. And this is what we came for, folks. The fight between two badasses. Punisher blasts Ghost Rider with his 454 Castle, doing absolutely zero damage to Ghost Rider, even at this close range. Allows Punisher to know this dude is clearly not human. Ghost Rider pimp slaps the gun out of Punisher's hand. Disrespectful, and to be fair, Ghost Rider never threw the first punch. He took it kind of easy on the Punisher, finally letting him have it with an uppercut, launching Punisher backwards. As the Flag Smasher is throwing his BS political views around inside the warehouse, Ghost Rider is throwing them hands around on top of the warehouse. Best the Punisher can do is just dodge. He really can't do any damage to Ghost Rider based on what I'm seeing. The Punisher is taking a real butt whooping and should just let Ghost Rider ride off, do what he's got to do, but nah. Punisher got to try to get one more shot at him. Why, Frank? Inside the warehouse, the Flag Smasher is laying out his plan to take down the entire social structure of the city, unleashing chaos. That's his big plan. Punisher tries one last machine gun blast at Ghost Rider, but the Ghost Rider gives the old Punisher the firewheel hotball treatment. Both heroes fall into the epicenter of the warehouse. I know Ghost Rider could take the fall like a champ, but how does Punisher get back up from that fall? Punisher recognizes the Flag Smasher. He thought he was dead, but clearly not so. Punisher and Ghost Rider immediately squash the beef and now are ready to fight, going back to back. Oh boy, what an issue! One of the best I've read in a long time. The art was amazing, the fight and storyline was great. There were only a couple of boring pages when Danny was watching TV and doing the dishes, but overall, an excellent issue. And this is just part 1 of 2. Stay tuned for Do or Die, coming to you in Ghost Rider issue number 6. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you real soon. Peace.